Hello everybody, this is Ferree. Okay, the purpose of this video is to answer the question, if social shares is the new SEO, what do I need to know and what do I need to do about it? And to give you my credentials in terms of being qualified to comment on the topic, I would submit to you these two pieces of content that I created. Back in February of 2012, I authored this piece, Social Shares is Becoming the New SEO. And as you can see, it got a fairly decent social engagement. And I included this SlideShare presentation, 10 slides, in this piece. And this piece right here got 26,000 views between whenever I posted it back in probably February or March and now. And that's piece number one. So that's when I started to zoom in on social shares. Google Plus was probably 6 months old then. And then fast forward 10 months later, on December 12th of 2012, I produced this piece, How to Build a Do-It-Yourself Content Marketing System. And included in it was a body of work. This Flickr set, for example, there's 80 slides, 80 screen captures, looks like this, that cover some of the top social sites, tools, and applications on what one would use to build a do-it-yourself content marketing system. And included in that piece was this 29-minute video that explained the 80 slides, screen captures in this piece with this magic let me in button. And it went through and covered all these things, all the different tools and sites and applications and JavaScripts that we could use to build a custom do-it-yourself content marketing system. But it was overwhelming. And by the way, when you hit that let me in button here, it's going to send you over to this page here, which sits on Google Docs. So if you want to engage into this process, that's the fastest path right there. Hit that let me in button, drop in your information here, your top 5 socials, your name, address, email, phone if you're like, and we can talk. All right, but so why is this important? And I would submit to you this piece that was from the Wall Street Journal that hit the streets February 1st, The Future According to Google. The journal leaked out some excerpts from Eric Schmidt's new book that's going to come out in April. And here's the piece I'd bring to your attention. This guy right here. Within search results, information tied to verified online profiles will rank higher than those that don't, which will result naturally in people clicking those with verified results. So the true cost of remaining anonymous might be irrelevance. What that equates to is you need to be a vetted, trusted identity on the internet if you're going to take advantage of authorship, author rank, and your rich snippet. And what that looks like is this. In other words, when someone types in a keyword phrase that you're wanting to get ranked for, like get ranked on page 1 of Google, you want your rich snippet to show up with content related to your body of work. And there's my rich snippet right there in the 1 position out of 117 million pages. And down here in number 7 spot is my video, how to get ranked on page 1 of Google. And it works for other more short tails as well. Here's the results for 307 million pages, just social shares. There's my mind map, was that spot 1, 2, 3, and there's my snippet down on number 6. So it works. So hopefully we're in agreement that social shares is the new SEO. Okay, so the next step of this presentation is I put together this 15-slide PowerPoint deal that what I call the do-it-yourself content marketing system, streamlined version of the previous version I did back in December. And I've got it posted it up on SlideShare. Today's the 12th, so this thing's 24 hours old, because you can see here I posted on March 11th, yesterday. It's got 209 views so far out of the gate. And because I've syndicated it to Scoop.it and Twitter and Pinterest, you can see out of the 209, 199 came from the embeds and 184 came from Scoop.it. So Scoop.it's a major property in terms of content curation and syndication. But at any rate, let me walk you through these steps here. This is the campaign and the program I built on how to build a do-it-yourself content marketing system. So I'm going to pull up the native file and kind of walk you through that real quick. Okay, this is Do-It-Yourself Content Marketing System Part 2. And let's give it a subhead, an H2. The name of the game is Get in the Game. But let's define Get in the Game from a social marketing perspective. By get in the game, I mean you need to find a way to get into the conversation. In other words, your marketing message needs to find its way to the top social platforms out there with your message properly packaged, optimized with hashtags, etc., that's delivered to your target audience. And that's not a bad starting point right there. Those 7 socials all emanating from the content creation engine, the blog articles that you write that emanate from your WordPress or your WordPress blog or your site. But keep in mind, right behind that are all these second tier properties. You know, SlideShare, for example, just like this piece is here. Millions of visitors visit SlideShare every single day. Okay, but before you can do any of this, I would strongly advocate that you acquaint yourself with one or more, and hopefully all, of these content marketing planning guides. There's 7 guides, there's 2 infographics on all the numbers on the upside and the return for a well-designed content marketing strategy, as well as 1 video, which is my piece. And if you click that link in here, you'll see it takes you right to that custom bit.ly, CM Pearl trees. So definitely go through that. Some of them are 3-4 minute reads, some are 20-25 minute reads. Okay, and then once that is in motion, I give you access to this master Excel file. There's 11 tabs, and it's just a good framework for you to inventory all of your social profiles on the internet by media type, as well as your clout and your Google Plus and your local like Yelp and Merchant Circle and whatnot, and then your geotags, of course. And then your first benchmark is to bring the Scoop.it Curate Syndicate engine into your footprint. And out of the box, you have access to all of these socials that you're able to syndicate to, so long as they're properly set up and coded. Hopefully, you'll pull the trigger on the Twyla so that you got the power tweet. And then these other socials, they're work in progress. You want to definitely bring them into this fold, but best to bring them in once they're percolated, a little bit more mature. At the same time, you want to do an assessment and critique your branded graphics. You want to have a consistent look and feel across all your socials. So here's a classic example, really good job that we worked out with Matt Dolman at Dolman Law Group. This is his Google Plus header before. There's the after. Did some logo design and a tagline and whatnot. And there's his Facebook before and after. So having the same color scheme, the same tagline, the same H1s, the same metadata, so the same tags, so that your profile resonates the same message, that's key to this model as well. Okay, and here are the components of your do-it-yourself content marketing system dashboard. It's more of an amalgamation of different tools and whatnot. But at the core of the product of this package is these filtered folders that contain the social signals that come from the various properties. In order for the social signals to generate, though, you need to have quality content, and which is where the RSS comes in. So your initial challenge is to find the best sites that have awesome content that resonates with your audience so that you can curate, syndicate, and add your subject matter expertise to that content that you push out to your social footprint. And then the reportive element, this is an extension that drops right into Chrome, Firefox, or Safari. It's kind of the poor man's CRM tool. The big guys use Salesforce. But once you know how to use this and leverage the social robustness of it, it's just a phenomenal tool. And I can show you how to do that in a future discussion. Okay, then once the Scoop It, and your challenge there is to have 3 topics, 3 panels each, and then while that's percolating, you want to bring on the Communit social monitoring tool. Most cost-effective social monitoring tool on the street. It's $20 a month. You code it for your brand, your name, your target keywords. And in terms of configuring the dashboard, it's a couple-hour exercise. You just need to make sure that you're targeting the right monitoring keywords and signals, and then just make these digits go to 0, just like in the folders. So someone who's engaged you, you hit reply, add your piece, it goes off the dashboard. And then you want to track everything, so you run a weekly report. You're not going to hit a home run every week, but what you're looking for is to try and get as many green arrows up so that you're trending upwards. So in this week I got 49 mentions. I want to get a 10-15% growth, so I want 55 retweets, mentions, etc. Eventually, I'm talking probably span of 4, 5, 6 weeks, you're going to have the first draft of what's going to end up being your content marketing schedule, task by day, week, and month. So I built this template so that you can ID the task, the social site being used, the tool that you're going to use, the frequency, the quantity, and the time, so you can measure your ROI. I put all my clients into the WebMeUp dashboard. It's a combination of SEO Moz and Majestic and Market Samurai in one common interface. It tracks all of these, your keywords, your pages, your competitors, your backlinks. It shows you your social activity, which socials are responsible for your traffic, where your keywords are ranking, which ones you have in the page 1, position 1, in the top 10, the top 20, etc. Really powerful tool. The trick here is to make sure it's garbage in, garbage out. The right data coming in, you're going to have actionable data to take action on. And that is phase 1 of the social audit in developing the content marketing system. So the next steps would be, 1, if this made sense to you, if you hit the blue icon here, that's going to take you to my Google Plus business page. There's my Google Plus personal page. But to show you the details of that high-level orientation that I just gave you, I'm going to click through to Workflowy, which will take me to, this is my project management schedule for conducting the front end, which is the social media audit. So you can either stick with me here or go back to this guy, hit the Let Me In button, which will take you over to this guy, drop in your top 5 socials, your personal info, and we can take it from there. So let me close this, bring up Workflowy, and I'll go through the details of the do-it-yourself content marketing system. Okay, this is the do-it-yourself content marketing system part 3. What I'm going to go over now is my social media audit master file. This is pretty much my project management schedule. And these are the details of those 15 slides that I just went over in SlideShare. So item number 1 here is when you just hover over the plus sign, it expands it. And what I've got here is I've inventoried those 10 planning guides, those content marketing planning guides. I've got them packaged in a bit.ly bundle. I've got them on a Pearl tree, and then I've got them broken down individually. So just click that link to go to Bruce Clay's blog, or click that link to go to the Marketo post, etc. This is the link to the 80 screen captures and the 29-minute video, which you can forego because this video piece here is to replace both of those two abominations. What you ought to do right now is sign into your Google account, log into your analytics dashboard, and hit both of these little scripts, because it'll automatically add two dashboards to your analytics panel. One is your small business dashboard, which will tell you your top 5 cities, the content that the top 5 cities where the traffic came from, and your top content by duration. The social media dashboard will show you your top socials. I think it's your top 7 socials, and the content most spent and most shared. The SEO scans, those are optional. They cost extra. They're probably an hour or so each. I use Majestic, Samurai, and SEO Moz. Don't really need it to execute this, but we just want to double up and make sure that the listening monitoring signals that we set up and we track for are the appropriate keyword phrases. And then comes to building the footprint, or at least inventorying it. So here's the top 35. Here's my social media master file, what we're looking at. Here's the link wheel. But like I touched on before, you want to just pay attention to the socials that are in your active footprint, that your logo, your headshot, your H1, tagline, and meta are all consistent across all your socials. And then you run a scan for where you show up on page 1 from a reputation management standpoint for your full name, first and last, and your business name, and the various iterations of there. Absolutely make sure that your rich snippet is up and running. That rich snippet looks just like this. All it really is a link to your Google Plus profile with your headshot. And then we go back to the workflow. Your top socials, just make sure that you visit each one of these top ones and then make note of and scribe into a table your contacts on LinkedIn, your followers on Pinterest, subscribers and views on YouTube. It's all broken down there. And then more than likely you're going to have multiple WordPress sites, so you want to inventory those as well for your syndication engine. And then the next step is to set up your social monitoring via Google Alerts, Social Mention, Twilert, Community, and Topsy. How you do that, that's kind of the magic under the hood. And then you make sure that your readers are set up so that you can easily populate a guy like this, so that you have the top websites and their blog feeds going right into your reader. So then all you merely have to do is, when you're on that topic, just go to the site, look at the H1. If it's a good H1, then you consider syndicating and adding your excerpt or your take on that particular piece that you syndicate. After that's done, then we move to phase 2, after we test everything, of course. And here's where the collection of tools that are deployed depends upon pretty much the footprint and the content that you're curating and syndicating. And then you want to set up your bookmarklets, which just lets you, it's a browser-based setup kind of deal. Here's what mine's look like. So I can pin it, I can power tweet it, I can push it to Rebel Mouse, I can scoop it, or I can add it to Listly. And then finally, you want, for link buildings, you want to have the same profile consistent across the top 4 commenting systems: Disqus, Livefire, Comment Lovin', WordPress, Gravatar, so that you can leave anchors and or non-narrative links back to your site via the commenting systems. So that's the do-it-yourself content marketing system wrapped up into 3 different sections. Hopefully this information proved useful, and that we can have a conversation before the not too distant future. And again, if you pop over to the do-it-yourself content marketing, hit the let me in, drop into this page, that'll start the process. Thanks for your time and have a great day.